Wow, finally some good buff. As you can see, they buffed some of the underwhelming tower. These towers are somewhat not as good as the other. Mortar and Rocketeer are explosive towers that are good at hordes, but their damage are weak and their DPS is bad. Even Mortar is weak to turret despite being able to get it at level 75. Also more expensive than it with Robux. And I don't see them being used a lot. And then Golden Soldier. Why? Golden Soldier is the weakest gold skin, even worse than Gold Scout. Why, I don't know. Pursuit is pretty alright. It kind of feels weak as a level 100 tower, it need a bit buff. And then Electroshocker, okay. But then the day finally come, big buffs. First the explosive tower. At level 2 he already surpass his old stats. He also gains hidden detect for some reason. But what's shocking is the damage. He now deals a whopping 225 damage, which is 5 times more damage than its old stat. But also he got a nerf. Now he has a second range inside which he can't attack. He can only shoot when the enemies are inside of the blue range. And now Rocketeer is most likely gonna be used more. Same with Mortar. He also gets a damage buff from 60 to 175, that's a lot. Also it has the biggest explosion in the game, just look at that. It seems they want to make Rocketeer having a small explosion with high damage. And Mortar having bigger explosion but less damage. And now Gold Soldier. And damn, he's so much better. And I found out his new buff is somewhat similar to Gold Crook Boss's stat, but a bit more cheaper. I reckon he's pretty good at early to mid-late game. Maybe I'll even used it on my strat. Just like the old days when Gold Pyro was bad, now's good. Pursuit is now a late game tower just like Axel and Ranger. The DPS is greatly increased, but now it's much more expensive. It cost 45,000 to max out now, more expensive than Ranger actually. I think they intentionally want Pursuit to be a late game tower. Pursuit was kinda overpowered when it was released, and now's outdated. And finally Electroshocker, well I guess is kinda weak, it's only good for stuns, so what's the buff?
What the hell?
What? So for his buff they actually changed him. The damage is massively increased along with the max hit. But they made the stuns shorter, so they just change Electroshocker more of an offensive tower than a support tower. It doesn't even shock until level 4. This is a good update, the towers deserved it, they buffed the stat. But also its price just like the gold perk update, and even its placement cost. Damn, that much for Rocketeer, huh? And they also give Soldier and Electroshocker a flying detect, okay. These towers are gonna be used more, especially Pursuit with its stat. I don't know about Electroshocker's change. Maybe it's better than the shock. Can't wait for more buff.